I'm not excited. This is Migos Culture 2 album. I feel so betrayed. I feel attacked. I know you all saw the track list. I know all of you saw the amount of tracks. I know all of you have in your mind that we don't really have an issue with Migos, but I don't know if everyone's trying to sit here for an hour and 45 minutes listening to one of their albums. This is just like the Dragon Ball series. Everybody tries to take things and like drag them out. I already know at least half of the tracks on here aren't going to be justified. I want to go into it with an open mind, which is what I normally do, regardless of what people convince themselves of. I want to go into it with an open mind. But when your album is longer than one of my favorite movies from 2017, we have a problem. You know what? Let's just stop wasting time. There's 24 tracks on here. I've only heard one of them. Good God. 15 tracks would have been cool. 16, 17 tracks would have been okay. 24. Golly. First track, Higher We Go. Intro. This already sounds like it was from Without Warning. Huh? We don't play with them little boys? Quavo, you might want to reword that. I mean, I'm glad you don't. It's just weird to put emphasis on. But I post Malone. See, now that's nice. Everybody collectively sing the hook. That's cool. All right. Decent intro track. Nothing crazy for Migos in my opinion. Nothing too catchy. Just kind of their standard formula. Track number 2, Supastars. Why is this 5 minutes? Oh. Yeah. Okay. What? I see what the hype about Takeoff is now. His voice, his flow is just like, I mean, so far they're going with their standard formula, their base techniques for what they use to make okay songs. I don't think it's anything crazy so far. I did like Superstar, and I do see more of the hype about Takeoff. My biggest question to the people who think Takeoff is the best member of Migos, though, is we've all heard him on tracks pretty much with the group. Would you listen to a full album of Takeoff by himself? Track number 3, Narcos. Just because you start off with some Latin music, that don't mean... Okay. You can't cut somebody's stomach out. You can't do that. And y'all don't know why Offset's my favorite member? Never mind. Takeoff is really shining right now as the star member, having the most contribution to the tracks. I do like what he's doing with his voice. I like the direction he's taking the tracks. I like this track. Again, there's just nothing crazy about it. It's cool, you know what I mean? It would be okay if Migos just released this as a Lucy. But as it stands, having to be a part of an album experience, I can't help but think that this is just a part of an extended play, like a sound that they're using that is going to make the album appear as if it's just one stretched out song. Track number 4, BBO. I can't get with 21 on this song. I can't. He sounds good on every track. Takeoff. Wow. So far, I'm getting a lot of okay tracks, but from what I'm seeing right now, I'm really liking Takeoff on the project so far. Track number 5, Autopilot. I don't see why every track has to be 5 minutes though, man. I didn't pause this whole video and you give me that line. Oh, wait, no, I get it. I get it. He's cooking up the coke. He's basically saying, I didn't graduate, but I know chemistry and science because of the drugs. Nice. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing that's holding this album back so far for me, is the track length is too long. And I feel like this is where I feel groups are having, you know, this detriment to their music, because now they have to force every member on the track to make sure Takeoff ain't left off another Bad and Bougie. And it's not just Takeoff, it's any member. It's 3 of them, so they have to make room for all 3 of their verses, 2 or 3 hooks. It's gonna make every single song 5 minutes. Like, I just don't get why they didn't condense it or try to make something as catchy as possible, knowing that they'd have to fit all 3 members on every track. And at the bare minimum, we're gonna have at least 2 to 3 hooks. Track number 6, Walk It, Talk It, featuring Drake. Just notice I never really moved this hand.
Walk it like I talk it. Hey, walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it.
All right, my guy.
Get your respect in diamonds. Take my back, I scoliosis, cause I swerved the lane. Heard you signed your life for that brand new chain. This night, she gon' let me fuck cause we grown. I hit her, gave her back to the city. She can't be beefing with no whack nigga, got no backbone. Heard you living in a mansion at Ashton and Santos. That's on Tommy Campos. We live like Sopranos.
Does anybody else get like weirded out by Drake rapping about anything? Like, cause he went from being the dude that like raps majority of the time about what people know about, like what people can relate to the dude that's just rapping about shit nobody even has a clue about. Like, I would care about what he was talking about if I knew what he was talking about.
You know why don't we know? Hold out on that coffee.
I just like Takeoff. I don't know why. He's really standing out. Track number 7, Emoji whatever.
Fuck the cops, fuck 12.
Another 5-minute track, dog.
Come for your head like a lineup. White, these diamonds albino.
Come for your head like a lineup. Oh my god. Yeah, that's enough of that track. Track number 8, CC featuring Gucci Mane. I can say these beats are pretty interesting. It's just they all have the same flow for the most part. Like, why put so much emphasis on trying to include every member if every member is gonna attack the track in a similar way? Like, why do I need to put everybody on here and still extend it to 5 minutes and still give 2 or 3 hooks? I'm not saying some of the beats and production on this album aren't catchy, but that's about it. With the exception of the delivery from Takeoff, not the flow, but the delivery from Takeoff. That's really what's making this album somewhat interesting. Track number 9, Stir Fry. Oh, actually, I have heard this one before. My bad. I lied. Oh, man. I already heard Stir Fry, like I said. So let's go to number 10, Too Much Jewelry. Okay. Never too much, never too much, never too much. This is a gimmick. This is a gimmick. I just like hearing Takeoff rap. So I feel like this is Offset's turn. I mean, they left Takeoff Bad and Bougie, and now they're gonna leave Offset of Too Much Jewelry. It's okay, man. Like, I just like hearing Takeoff rap. His contribution to these tracks has been very enjoyable. His delivery has been pretty cool. His voice is nice. Track number 11, Gang Gang. I don't know what he's about to do, but I feel like he's about to ruin it.
I know this might sound weird to say, but would you love me if I ran away?
I'm so conflicted right now. That track stinks. I accidentally sprayed that in my water, but I don't care because this album is killing me anyway. No, track number 12, White Sand featuring Travis Scott. Oh, here we go. Is that Ty Dolla $ign? That is Ty Dolla $ign. Oh! Big Shawn? Good God. My guy can't go one song. My girl gonna propose to me. What the fuck? What was that? Sound like a rare Pokemon in the background. I like Dolla $ign. I felt like he could have been on the track a little bit longer. They could have got rid of Big Sean's part. I feel like the more and more Big Sean raps, the more and more he proves to everyone why they view him as insignificant. Take Off again, pretty nice. I don't know where Offset was on that track. Track number 13, Crown the King.
Look like we're sponsored to dope and you so nigga might think we UPS the way we mellow. Nigga might think you fast the way you snap them pictures. Look like we're sponsored. Fuck on your bitch till she throw up. Stick to the code and fold up.
Why?
I let them play in the back with them lives until they run out of that stamina.
Hey, it just is what it is at this point. Like, we getting 4 or 5 minute tracks. We getting verses from all of them. We getting 2 hooks. We getting the same song every song. I mean, what? Track number 14, Flooded. Good God. You're flooding me with the same material. That's what you're doing.
Pull up on niggas like Huggies. Don't fuck with that lane cause he dirty. I'm flooded. Pull up on niggas like Huggies. Don't fuck with that lane cause he dirty.
Oh my God. Pull up like Huggies. We literally just got a preschool bar. It's just fuck. This is like the 3rd time we've gotten this hook. It's like a completely undercover Migos song. It's like they're going to stake out on someone, and this is what they be saying while they're doing it. I guarantee the music video for this song is gonna be them setting up on someone. Track number 15, Beast.
She a little beast. She a little beast. Never we can leave. Never had late. I fuck up friends. She a little beast. She gon' eat. Get straightening just for me. He a little beast. She a little beast.
Track number 16, Open It Up. Okay. Okay. I like the sound of that.
Cool with the rings. Fuck that bitch, don't buy no ring. Open it up.
Kind of sounds like Count Up the Deads now. What was that song with 2 Chainz that was on Culture 1? I feel like this is kind of like a bit of a rendition of that.
The stars, blessings came from God. Had to beat the odds. Young nigga with my boss. Mac got a drip on the red carpet, so open it up.
Oh!
Open it up.
Oh!
With a bell in the trunk. Shells in the bump. Shells in the bump.
Oh! This is my one. This is the one song that's great. I love this song. You just don't need the rest of these. You should just came out with one song, and that could have been okay. Great song. Love the delivery. Love the ambience. Love the cinematic feeling behind it. It sounds like they're in charge on this track, and I like it. We've already heard track number 17 with Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. Motorsport. Okay track. I didn't love it. I like Cardi B's verse. I like what Nicki Minaj did as well. Migos were okay, but that was just pretty much it for me. Track number 18, Movin Too Fast.
I go to sleep, I don't eat. Cross style, make a nigga go weak. Aim with the main thing, I've been with the gang in the layout week. It's Huncho King Kong. Singing about the.
You know what I've just figured out is that all of these tracks that I've been hearing are just listenable, but they're not tracks that I will come back to. They're not tracks that I would need to put on a checklist or in a playlist, with the exception of maybe 3 songs so far that I've heard. Nothing else is really sticking, and this seems like another formula where they're throwing shit against the wall and just waiting for something to stick. Track number 19, Work Hard. Another 5-minute track! He's just gone. You can at least try to make some of this rhyme.
Unless I put some on your head, feel like I'm passing out, but I keep cash around. I got back and I sleep. Open your eyes and see 100 mil lottery.
I like the inspiration. I like what it means. I like that they worked hard to get to this point. Do we need a 5-minute track on it? No. Track number 20, Notice Me, featuring Post Malone.
Coming up watching the niggas on TV like that what I wanted to be. Now I'm dropping the top and showing the titties. Watch to the money.
I'm just really not excited about the way they are taking these, the direction of the tracks. I like some of these songs; they're enjoyable for the listens, but in my head, it's nothing I'm getting excited about yet. It's just kind of there. I'm experiencing it. It's cool, but it's like a one-time listen kind of deal. These are not songs that I will return to. Of course, I'm gonna listen to the album more, but these are not the ones. Post Malone isn't given, the tools, in my opinion, to give a melodic performance. I would say his performance is a little dreamy, but it's not that impactful. Something that easily could have been left off the song. And I feel like even though this beat is different, they still tackle the track in the same way. Quavo going a little bit softer just to compensate for a slower beat, but Offset given pretty much the same flow and delivery, and so did Takeoff. Track number 21, Two Player featuring 2 Chainz.
When we put this shit together, you know what I mean?
I don't know how you put it together, man.
And I put her on lean. Yeah. She got a little Birkin breast.
I don't get how people have a problem with Offset. I understand why you have a problem with it, but I don't get how people have a problem with Offset saying, I cannot vibe with queers. And then Quavo on here saying, oh, she wanted Percocets and I gave her lean. Like, can you stop being hypocritical here? Like, don't be one of those people that only gets mad at certain stuff. You're gonna be mad equally. If you want to take lyrics as just lyrics, then take them as just lyrics. But be mad equally at all the fuck shit if you're gonna be a social media activist. Again, I'm not in agreement with any of it. I'm just saying, be consistent. I'm so bored, man. Fuck, man. Like, it's like, boy. Track number 22, Made Men.
Hello world. Hi. Ain't for it. All along. All my niggas for it. They secure the bag. My niggas they spray for it. I can see the bag. Touch you. I'ma have to buck run like skateboards. Jumbo truck got.
You tell me. What do I need to talk about? You know what I mean? That's what I'm wondering right now. What do I need to discuss about that track? For the track before it with 2 Chainz, that was literally just some bass with a sax in the background. Like, what the fuck? 23 top down on Danoff. God damn. This is really pissing me off now. Every single song is 5 minutes. Nothing's catchy. Nothing's being melodic. Like, come on now. I like this melody though. We are on the final track. Culture National Anthem.
Chauffeur, tell them do it for the culture. So mind on it, must be defeat my opponent. Keep your can you see my people burn and take a knee?
Beautifully produced final track. I do have a question. Are you making 24 tracks on an album that don't really need to be there for the culture too, or is that just a byproduct of that strong creativity? So, Culture 2. 2 hours of my life I'm not getting back. I like Migos, right? And I think one of the key qualities about Migos is having hitters on their projects, Lucy's even. I don't think Migos is a group that is an album group. I don't. Migos is a hit maker group. They are a group that you go to for hit singles, not necessarily hit albums, not necessarily hit projects. They aren't as strong in their albums as they are in their singles or on their hit songs. Like last year, 2 of their biggest singles were T-Shirt and Bad and Bougie. This year, one of their biggest singles was Motorsport, due to controversy, kind of sparking between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, but still, it was one of their bigger singles. My whole thing with Migos with this project is it's far too formulaic for them to want to create a project with 24 tracks. Now, I know what a money grab is. We've seen it from Drake. We've seen it from Bryson Tiller. We've seen it from DJ Khaled. We've seen it from all those artists last year, releasing 18, 19, 20 plus track albums that don't even fit with the cohesion of a record, but half the songs sound like, you know, a bit of throwaways, and then didn't end up having much lasting power with the exception of a few off each album. And I feel this is the exact same way. The only thing that's sad for me when I'm listening to a group like Migos is knowing how talented they are and seeing a group like this do something like this for a money grab. Like, they are talented enough to make crazy amounts of money regardless of album streams or sales. Like, they don't need to make a 24-track album and half of it sounds like half effort. Production on this album is pretty sweet. We got production, I believe, from Zaytoven, from Metro Boomin, from Murder on the Beat, I believe Southside. I think Quavo even produced the track. Just in general, I feel the group does a pretty good job of laying out a scheme, laying out their formula and sticking to it. The only issue is we don't need that formula for an hour and 45 minutes. I don't think anyone minds the Migos flow, the Migos formula, the way they use auto-tune, the way they hop on the tracks. I don't really think I have an issue with Migos doing that. The reason Culture was so much better, in my opinion, than this project was the fact that it was condensed. It was only about 14 tracks, I believe. And although it wasn't a strong lyrical performance from every single member, there was enough content within those songs and within that album to keep you satisfied but not give you too much of the same thing. You're opening up a really big door when you have 24 tracks on your album and you don't really have that much versatility as a group. Even your singularity is similar. Like, we can compare Quavo, Offset, and Takeoff on separate tracks that they've done with other artists and they can still sound similar. I can say I like the way Quavo and Takeoff tend to switch their voice and change the way they tackle a track to compensate for the lack of beat, the lack of impact that the beat might have. But they've released too much music in such a way that this isn't surprising at all. Like, Without Warning, Offset was included with 21 Savage on that Metro tape. We got Travis Scott and Quavo on the Huncho Jack Huncho tape in December. And then we get this. We've heard too much from them for them to want to give us a 24-track album. I could see it being like an EP or like a short 10-track album even, but Migos have been around. They haven't taken a break from music, so I don't know why we need a 24-track album. I could see if they had been on a 2-year hiatus or something like that, but they literally been on the music grind for years. Like, they haven't stopped, they haven't taken a break. Why they felt people needed to hear 24 more tracks from them, an hour and 45 minutes more content from them, I don't get. And the length of some of these tracks is what holds it back from being catchy, replayable, and repeatable. I give them credit for the beautiful production on Culture National Anthem. I give him credit for Supastars. I give him some credit for Narcos. BBO is a track that's okay, but since 21 Savage is, handling the hook, it's something that I really can't get with. You cannot put 21 Savage on a hook. You cannot. It's a horrible idea. Dude is far too dead with his delivery to give a hook that has any life to it. Walk It Talk It is a track unfortunately not even Drake could save. The Gucci Mane track was okay, but not even Gucci could save that. Like, they have two cheat code artists and they don't utilize them, I feel, in their proper form. I wouldn't even call it a mess because it does still sound cleaned up. It does still sound polished. I think production for this album is pretty lush, but they don't go out of their way to do anything creative. I feel like they fall into old habit. I mean, Open It Up just sounds like a remake version of Dead's off Culture. So I would like to give them credit for that track, but can I give them credit for creativity when I feel like they've done the same song before? Not really. There were some people hit me up on Twitter telling me that all the beats sounded the same. I won't say every single beat sounded the same. There was some versatility in the beat selection to some degree. I think the formula for the beats is very samey, like having overused bass on most of the tracks. I think that's pretty samey, but every track sounding the same, I don't think that's the case. But I think the way they tackle it is so formulaic that you think you're listening to the same song over and over and over again. The only real memorable features I would say that are on this track kind of appear on the same song. I like the 2 Chainz feature. I like Travis Scott and Ty Dolla $ign, but the Big Sean feature kind of screws it up to me. The 21 Savage feature kind of screws it up for me. The Drake feature isn't that strong. The Gucci feature isn't that strong. It just seems really bare and kind of lifeless. This album is very monotonous. Migos themselves fall into that same category. I guarantee if this was trimmed down, if they've trimmed down the fat on this project, it will be a far more enjoyable listen. But that's just how I'm feeling about it. The Migos Culture 2 album, it's It's not for the culture, it's for the Migos. Just my opinion. It's been Shawn C. Thank you guys for watching. Migos, Culture 2. That's just how I'm feeling on it, man. Like, honestly, that's how I'm feeling on it. I'm still gonna give it more listens. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you found some enjoyment out of this project. If you did, go ahead, leave a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought about the album in the comment section down below. And yeah, man, I'll see you next time. And I'm out. Peace.